You've likely spent an hour here, watching a cursor blink at the end of a paragraph you've rewritten 5 times, trying to guess how these words will land in someone else's inbox. Authorship creates a unique blind spot. Because you already know what you meant to say, the gap between your intent and your actual text is invisible to you. To bridge that gap, we turn to artificial intelligence, hoping for the clarity of an objective outside observer. We want an outside perspective so badly that we treat the machine as an infallible judge of our work. This usually takes the form of a specific command. We tell the AI to act as an expert communications coach and ask it to review the draft. We hit enter and wait for a revelation, a deep structural insight that only a seasoned professional would notice. The result is almost always a wall of safe, balanced corporate jargon. The model offers polite observations about refinement and positive qualities. The tone is highly confident, but the substance is missing. It sounds like coaching without actually providing any. Commanding the machine to be an authority produces a performance of authority. The actual analysis remains untouched. To see why that advice fails, we have to look at how the model processes the request. Naming the worker instead of the work creates a credential role. You've given the model a title, but no specific framework for how to think. Without a specific task, the AI searches its training data for the linguistic patterns of experts in popular media. The model swaps its vocabulary for a more formal register, leaning on business speak while the underlying logic of the response remains static. Tell it to be an entrepreneur, and it becomes breezy and overconfident. Command it to be an academic, and it defaults to cautious hedging. The register changes, but the perspective does not. Dressing the machine in an impressive title creates a caricature of competence rather than a more capable tool. We can get better results by stripping away the credentials entirely. This is the functional role. We ignore the identity of the worker and name a specific perspective for the machine to occupy. Using the same email draft, we give a new instruction. Act as the recipient of this email. Tell me how it lands. The distant, formal coaching voice vanishes. The output becomes direct, simple, and highly subjective. It points out exactly where the opening feels misleading. It identifies specific reasons the recipient might hesitate to reply or feel pressured by the second paragraph. This works because the model is no longer performing a character. It has a concrete principle, the recipient's point of view, to organize its text generation. Dropping the pretense of expertise allowed the specific lens to uncover the human blind spots the writer couldn't see alone. We often project our own social hierarchies onto our software, assuming that status markers like expert carry weight in a latent space. In reality, imaginary prestige adds no processing power to a language model. These models function best as engines for shifting perspectives. They provide different views of the same data based on the specific angles we assign. Asking the model to act as a skeptic, an editor, or a confused reader filters the information through a precise set of requirements that a general request lacks. The effectiveness of the tool depends on the vantage point we choose. We provide the position,